Our next little legend to learn about is Harold Moody. He was born in 1882 and died in 1947. He was a doctor, preacher, and lobbyist for social reform. Born in Kingston, Jamaica, Harold was considered a British citizen, like all of the Caribbeans under British rule at the time. So he was excited when he was admitted to King's College London in 1904 to study medicine. However, in London, where few Black people lived, he encountered harsh racism. White Londoners would stare and yell at Black people on the street, and some Black people were even exhibited in the manner of zoo animals. Harold was denied housing many times, and after he graduated, he was refused one hospital post because the matron did not want a Black man working there. Instead, he opened his own practice. When he married Olive Trainter, a white nurse, she was told she was a traitor to her race. Harold didn't think this was right and started to push back, in his quiet, persistent way, against what was known at the time as the color bar. He opened his house to other Black immigrants who needed a place to stay, a job, or a community. He was also in demand as a preacher and challenged congregations that were mostly white to fight against prejudice. But as hard as Harold tried, they couldn't imagine or empathize with Black people's experience. Harold realized that he needed a more proactive way of making change, so he formed the League of Colored Peoples, LCP, an organization that would lobby the government and companies to improve their policies toward Black people. Other activists at the time thought that Harold was too polite, but his method helped open doors. The LCP lobbied for hospitals to hire more Black nurses, for changes to be made in how textbooks depicted Black people, and for an end to housing discrimination. During World War II, the organization demanded equal treatment for Black soldiers and sailors. The League also successfully lobbied for reforms in how the United Kingdom governed its Caribbean colonies. Harold was a visionary who, as a preacher, doctor, and lobbyist for justice, worked toward a Britain where race didn't hold people back and everyone received a fair chance.